In this video, I will show you how to create event in Assignee's Google Calendar for every Jira issue automatically. So what will happen whenever a new issue is created in Jira software, the same issue will be assigned as an event automatically in Google Calendar. Want to learn how you can also automatically create the events in Google Calendar for every new issue created in Jira? Then come with me and I will show you everything step by step. So this is the dashboard of Jira software and this is my Google Calendar, and when I create a new issue and assign it to any team member, the same issue will be assigned in the Google Calendar as well to my same team members, because I have created calendars with the name of all team members and the issue will be assigned in the specific calendar of the team member. But to do that, firstly I will have to build an integration, or we can say build a connection in this Jira software and in this Google Calendar, which I will do with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software using which I am going to connect this Jira and Google Calendar application, and in this way I am going to automate my task. I am an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so I am already logged in here. You can create your free account in Pabbly Connect in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test these kind of amazing automation. Now once you will log in and reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, click on this blue button that is create workflow, and then provide a random name to your workflow to your automation. So I have directly pasted the name as create event in Assignee's Google Calendar for Jira issue automatically. Now it is asking to select the folder, so I will be selecting this main workflow folder. So clicking on create, and after that you will find 2 boxes. So these boxes are called as trigger and action. And here the trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So whenever something happen in your first application, then automatically do this in your next application. Okay, so in this way you need to always choose your applications in the trigger and the action window in which you are building an automation. Okay, so according to our use case, I want that whenever any new issue is created in this Jira software application, then automatically assign the same issue to the team member in the calendar, in the Google Calendar application. Okay, so in this way I have selected both the applications in this trigger and the action, and now the idea here is I will be connecting these 2 applications one by one with the Pabbly Connect. And let me tell you, by clicking on this plus icon you can add as many as applications as you want. Basically you can connect a different application within your workflows and automate the complex business processes. Okay, so for now I am deleting this extra step. Okay, and now let's connect our Jira software with the Pabbly Connect. So firstly I will be selecting the trigger event, that is configure webhooks, and as soon as I select this you will notice a webhook URL along with a view set of instructions. So with the help of this URL only we are going to build the connection, and again instruction for the same are already given. So simply copy this webhook URL, then go back to the settings, then Jira settings, and then system. Okay, so this is the dashboard and currently I am into the Jira software settings only. Okay, so this is the setting option, this is the systems option. After that you will have to search for the advanced section, and then you will have to search for the webhook. Alright, so you can find the webhook option directly from the sidebar. Okay, so I have clicked on that, and here I am going to create a new webhook by clicking on this plus icon asking for the name. So I will provide the name something like connection with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, and the status of course should be enabled only, and in place of this example URL you will have to paste the same webhook URL which you have got via Pabbly Connect. In case you want to provide any description you can do the same, but it is not mandatory, so I'm leaving it blank. Asking for the issue related events, basically you will have to select that on happening of which thing you want this automation to trigger. So I want that whenever any issue is created this automation should trigger, so I have selected the same. If you want this automation to trigger on happening of any other event, you can select the option as per your requirement, and here also you can select the option as per your requirement. And let me tell you one more thing, if you want to specify the project as well as the issue, you can also do the same. Simply follow this instruction. Basically you can specify a JQL query, and in this way you can specify the project name as well as the issue issue type. So what will happen, you will receive the data only of that specific project but not of all the projects, and you can do the same here only. Okay, this is the option for JQL query. Okay, and again the instructions are already given, you can follow the same. Okay, so finally I am clicking on this create button, and in this way this webhook connection will be saved successfully, and in this way the connection in this Jira software and Pabbly Connect is done. Now here you can notice it is actually waiting for the webhook response. So read the instructions, log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. Okay, so it is asking to do a test submission or record, and here the test submission means creation of a new issue in our Jira software. So yes, I am going to do the same. How about I open this project, that is this Connect app. Okay, and here I will create some dummy issue in front of you, and as soon as I do that, you will notice that the same issue details will be captured via Pabbly Connect. Okay, so this is the button for creating a new issue. Firstly, it is asking to select the project, so I'll go with the same, that is this Connect app. All right, asking for the issue type, so how about I go with this task only. Asking for the status, well of course it is going to be to do. Asking for the summary, so I will add the issue summary, something like deploy the integration of new chat GPT AI app. Okay, so I'm adding this particular description. Now further it is asking for the description. Okay, so firstly I'm going to copy the same thing, and here I will add some description, something like this integration should support the action of creating or generating the content etc. Okay, so I have provided a random description, this is not something real. Okay, so deploy the integration of new chat GPT AI app. This integration should support the action of creating, generating the content, etc. Further it is asking for the assignee, so how about I assign this issue to this Ashirai. This is one of my team member, and you will notice that the same issue will be assigned here in the calendar also to Ashirai. And further, once our automation will be ready, you will notice that the same issue will be assigned to Ashirai in this Google Calendar also as a new event created. Okay, how we are going to do that, I'll show you everything step by step. But for now, in this Jira software, I have assigned the issue to Ashirai. Okay, and in this select label, well, it is not mandatory, so currently I'm leaving it blank. It is completely your choice whether you want to provide something or not. Asking for the due date, well, this is something important, so I'm providing the due date of Saturday, that is 9th of December 2023 to this Ashirai. Priority is highest, or I can also go with this high original estimate. Well, I will leave it blank, and finally I'm clicking on this create button, and in this way this issue will be created here. Let me show you the same. Deploy the integration of this new chat GPT AI app. Coming back to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect and checking for the response, and here you can notice the response is also received immediately. Let me even show you the details one by one. Here we have the webhook event as issue created, we have the time zone as Asia Kolkata, we also have the display name, basically the admin name as this admin's Rao. We also have other details like the timestamp, we have the event type as issue name. Let me show you the actual details, basically the summary of our issue. We also have the description of the issue, where is that, and I'm also looking for the name of the person. All right, this is the project name, where is the assignee name. How about I directly search for the same. All right, remember I have provided the assignee as Ashirai, and let me also search for the description. All right, we have the description. So this is the description. Deploy the integration of new chat GPT AI app. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between Pabbly Connect and in this Jira software is working absolutely fine. So now onwards, what will happen? Every time any team member will create a new issue in your Jira software dashboard, the same issue will be captured via Pabbly Connect instantly, because this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. Okay, so in this way the first step of our automation is done, and we also have the details of the issue using which we can easily assign the same issue to our team member. But before that, we will have to set a condition that if the issue is assigned to Ashirai, we cannot directly assign it, we will have to define the same. So I'm clicking on this plus icon, and here I will search for the lookup table. Okay, so in this lookup table I'm going to define that if the issue is assigned to Ashirai, this value should be added to Google Calendar. How I'm going to do that, I'll show you everything step by step. So I have selected this lookup table as the action event, and it is connected immediately. And firstly it is asking for the lookup key and this fallback value, okay, and also asking for the label and value. Okay, I'll show you everything step by step, but before that I'm going to connect to this Google Calendar, and then I'll show you what exactly I am doing here. Okay, so no, we are not going to create a calendar but this event. Okay, so creating an event will be our action event. Clicking on connect, click on add a new connection, click on the sign in with Google, and provide the access of the Google Calendar in which your calendars are already created. Okay, so I have selected the account and it is asking for the permission, so clicking on continue, and in this way the authorization will be successful and my Google Calendar will be immediately connected with the Pabbly Connect. So whenever you create an event, firstly it is going to ask you the calendar, that in which calendar you want to assign this event. Okay, so if I will specify any calendar here, what will happen, the calendar will be same for every new issue. So I cannot select anything from this drop down, I will have to map it. Yes, within the Pabbly Connect you can map the details, and mapping will help you replacing the details automatically when our automation will work in real time. Okay, so in this particular case you will have to enable the mapping button, and here you can notice it is showing me the ID of the same calendar. Okay, if I will disable this, once again you will be able to notice the name of the calendar. Okay, give me a second. Alright, so this is the Ashirai, basically the name of the calendar, and if I will enable it, it will show me the ID of the same calendar, that is Ashirai. You can even find the same ID here in the calendar. Okay, so this is the Ashirai calendar. Let me first open. Okay, this is the setting and sharing option. Let me directly search for that ID, and here exactly you can find the calendar ID also. Okay, so coming back to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and now I will show you that how and from where I am going to provide the ID of the calendar in this field. Okay, so I hope you have understood that our main goal is to provide the ID of the calendar here for the assignee, basically assignee's calendar's ID. Okay, so follow my instructions step by step. Here you will have to apply this lookup table, and now I am going to click on this plus icon. So if you have, let's say, 3 to 4 members in total in your Jira software, you will have to click on this plus icon for the same number of time. Okay, so currently I'm assuming that I only have the three members. Okay, although I have more members in this Jira software, but for now I'm adding only 3 times. Okay, because this video is just for example, just to show you how things can be automated. Okay, so in this lookup value I will check that this issue is assigned to which team member. Okay, so currently the issue is assigned to this Ashirai. Okay, let me show you the same in this assignee thing, in this assignee field. Alright, so this is the assignee display name, and this is currently assigned to Ashirai, so it will automatically add the assignee name here in the lookup table if I will map these details. Remember, I have told you about the mapping, and mapping is very simple. Click on this field and you will find the above step data here in the drop down. Here I will be searching for the assignee name, and I have mapped it successfully. Okay, so whenever the issue is assigned to Ashirai, that Ashirai name will appear here automatically, and whenever this lookup key is Ashirai, we are going to fetch the ID, the calendar ID of Ashirai. How? We just need to provide the calendar ID in front of this label. Okay, so going back to my Google Calendar, and this is the Ashirai calendar, and this is the calendar ID. I have copied and pasted the same. Okay, so in the same way, I will define the name of the team members here, and in front of these team members' name, I will add the calendar ID of those person. Okay, so I have another team member as Sonam. Okay, so let me add the same name here. Further, I have the calendar name as this Ashish Sahu. Okay, so let me also add this team member name. Okay, so I have added the name. Now it's turn to provide the calendar ID of these calendars. Okay, so Sonam calendar has the ID as, okay, let me select the same. Alright, scrolling down, and this is the ID of this Sonam calendar. So let me copy and paste the same here. Lastly, I'm going to provide the ID to this Ashish Sahu. Okay, so going back to my calendar, this is Ashish Sahu calendar. Clicking on these three dots, clicking on the setting and sharing, and searching for the calendar ID. In this particular case, the calendar ID is not exactly an ID, but this is an email address. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm going to copy the same, and do not get confused. You just need to add the team member's name with the name of which you have already created the calendars here, and in front of them you will have to provide the ID of the calendar, whether it is in the form of email ID or whether it is in the form of this ID. Alright, so I have provided the same. So basically what is going to happen here, the assignee name will be fetched from this Jira software, from this Jira step response automatically, and will be added in this lookup value automatically, and based on this lookup key value, it is going to give us response if we will click on this button. Yes, in the response you will notice that we will receive the ID of this particular calendar ID which we were about to map in our Google Calendar. Alright, so we finally have the calendar ID which I am going to map here. Opening my Google Calendar step, and here I am going to map the calendar ID from this particular response. I have already told you whatever the details you will provide here via mapping will replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time, but if you will specify any detail manually here, that detail will remain same. So this is the difference in providing the values via mapping and via manually. Okay, now it is asking for the title of the calendar, which again I am going to map. Remember, it was the summary. We have provided some summary, so I have mapped the same. Asking for the description of the calendar, so let me search for the same. Alright, so this is the description, that is deploy the integration of new ChatGPT AI app. Asking for location, so if we have this location data from this Jira software, you can provide the same, or you can also leave it blank because it is not a mandatory field. But the start date time and this end date time is something really important as well as required. Okay, so don't worry about that. We also have start date as well as end date. How we can fetch it? Click on this field, open your Jira software step and search for the date, and here you will get this updated date. Okay, so when our issue is getting created, we have the date of that issue updated, issue created. So yes, we can provide that date in the start date and time. Alright, so I have mapped it successfully, and for the end date we can easily map the due date. So searching for the same. Alright, but this is actually into this YYYYMMDD format, but it is asking the date and time in this specific format. Okay, so what I can do is I can simply add this 00 basically in order to match this particular format. Okay, so firstly you will have to add this T before this colon. Simply add this T, then 00, after that colon, and once again 00, and once again 00. Okay, so I think I have matched the whole format. No, this Z is also required, and kindly remove this extra 0. Okay, so I think now the date and time are perfect. So how about I directly click on this button, and I will have to check whether I have provided every data correct or not. Yes, you will also have to change this time zone. So searching for Asia and Kolkata because I'm from India, so I have added the same. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and waiting for the event to be created. So the response is received, that means the event has been created in this Ashirai calendar. Okay, so going back to my Google Calendar, and here we have this Ashirai calendar. Let me deselect other calendars, alright, but here you will notice an interesting thing. The issue is created successfully, but if you will note the timing of this issue, it is quite different. Okay, so here we have the timing as 4:45 p.m. but we have provided the issue start timing as this 22:15. Now why there is a difference? Because we have fetched this date and time into the UTC format. So firstly we will have to convert this date and time from UTC to Asia Kolkata timing. Okay, so let me delete the same, and before this Google Calendar step, I'm going to click on this plus icon once again and will search for the date and time formatter, which is again an interesting feature of Pabbly Connect, using which you can do a lot of operations within your date, within your time. Okay, so I have selected the same. In the action event, go with the same, that is format date with the time zone. Click on connect and it will be connected immediately, and now we will provide our date which we would like to convert. So clicking on this field, and here we have the Jira software, searching for the date, and it was this, alright, 22:15. Okay, so I have added the same. In the from format, you will have to provide the same format, that is into this T and Z format. Alright, so I think the same format is already selected, so I don't need to do any changes. In the to format, you will have to make sure that you provide the format for which this Google Calendar is asking. So remember, the Google Calendar was also asking for the same date and time format. Okay, so I'll go with the same. Okay, taking you up, and let me select the same. Give me a second, I'll show you everything step by step. Okay, so YYYYMMDDT HHMMSSZ. Okay, so I'll go with the same, and in this from time zone you will have to search for ETC and UTC, and in this two time zones simply search for this Asia/Kolkata. Okay, so I have done that. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and firstly waiting for the response, and in the response we have received this date and time, that is this 3:45:32. Okay, so scrolling down, and now finally I'm going to map the same date and time, and you will notice this time the calendar event will be created on the same date and time on the given date and time. Okay, so again, instead of mapping the date and time from this Jira step, you will have to map the same date and time from here. Okay, so how about I directly click on this save and send test request, but before that I'm going to delete this existing event. Alright, you can notice it is deleted. Coming back, clicking on this button, save and send test request once again, waiting for the response to receive, going to my Google Calendar and waiting for the event to be created. Okay, fingers crossed. So here you can notice the issue is created, and this time the issue is created at the exact timing, that is this 10:15 p.m. Let me even show you the timing once again. Remember, we have captured the date and time as the same. It was 22:15 only. Alright, yes, it was 10:15 p.m. only. Okay, so in this way you can do the conversion in between date and time. And if you're still confused that why we have changed this date and time format, so let me give you a quick brief that it happened because of the differences in time zones. Yes, our calendar has some different time zones, and the date and time which we are getting from Jira software is actually in completely different time zones. So firstly, I have converted the time zone of the date which I have got via Jira software and have converted into the format for which Google Calendar was asking for. So in this way, I was able to automatically assign the issue in Google Calendar also to the same team member. Okay, now in front of you I will be creating a new issue, and you will notice that the same issue will be assigned to one of my team member automatically in their own calendar. Okay, so coming back to my Jira software, clicking on this button create, and I will be selecting the same project. The issue type will also be the same. Here the summary will be different, something like create an automation tutorial on Google Sheets integration. Okay, so I have provided this. Let me also correct the spelling of this integration. Further, it is asking for the description, so I'm copying and pasting the same thing here. Alright, now it is asking for the assignee, so this time instead of going with this Ashirai, I'll go with some other person, that is Ashir Sahu. Alright, asking for the label while leaving it blank, asking for the due date, so this time I'm going with this 11th of December, and the priority will be medium only. Clicking clicking on this create button, and as soon as this issue is created, I will check my calendar also. Okay, so let me refresh it. Alright, so the issue is not is created. That is because we are checking the calendar of Ashir Rai. I will have to deselect this and let me open this Ashir Sahu calendar. And did you notice on the same date and on the same timing, the same issue is created with the same description, that is create an automation tutorial on Google Sheets integration. Okay, so in this way I can easily assign the issue to my team members directly on their calendar by creating an event. I just need to assign the issue from Jira within Jira, and the issues will be assigned automatically in Google Calendar as well, and that is possible with the help of Pabbly Connect. Yes, you just need to create this automation workflow inside Pabbly Connect once. After that, you can even close Pabbly Connect and sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. And just in case if you want to access this 4-step automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of my automation workflow into the description box. So you just need to click on this link, sign up for free into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access the same automation workflow inside your own Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.